Hey, what's good? It's Marshall Mathers the fourth here.
I usually try to refrain from ad hominem in my video, but I'm gonna start off swinging because that's the worst username I've ever heard.
I'm just coming to you guys with another video talking about the fact that I really fucking hate PC gamers.
Thank you, YouTube, for forcing me to censor that F-bomb because it happened within the first minute of the video. You know that YouTube demonetizes you if you swear in the first 60 seconds of a video, but only the first 60 seconds? So as long as I keep my f***s and sh**s and ass and ball sacks and starting at 61 seconds, I'm rolling in dollary dues.
And it doesn't matter if you have a garbage-ass, cheap gaming PC or just a standard, average, ordinary one, or a super fucking high-end beast, crazy, expensive gaming PC. As long as you have a gaming PC and you also bought it yourself with your own goddamn money in your teens, just know that I strongly hate you.
Wow, so a lot of people. What's wrong with buying something in your teens? I mean, I did that. At least I think I did. I bought my first dedicated gaming PC in mid-2017, so right after I turned 20. So I guess not quite my teens, but close enough, because, you know, let's be real. You're a teenager when you're 20. But what's with the teen label here? You hate people who have a gaming PC in their teens? I want to just let you keep going, but I'm almost too curious to proceed.
And am in fact jealous and envious of you as fuck.
Well, that's refreshingly honest.
And I would even say that I'm even more jealous and envious of any and all PC gamers, especially when it comes to teenagers. Teenagers who have gaming PCs, whether they be cheap or expensive, I really envy, like, fucking crazy.
I mean, you look like you're 22 at the most, so I really don't know why you're so fixated on the age argument here. Don't worry, it gets worse.
And I'm, without a doubt, jealous of. And I would never want to be friends with people like that.
You would never want to be friends with someone who saved up some money in their teens to buy a gaming PC. Why? Like, how is that any different from saving up for a console or a guitar or whatever the fuck kids are buying these days?
And I would never want to talk to people like that. I would never want to interact with people like that. I would never even want to fucking have to see people who had nice fucking things such as that in their teens.
Hate to break it to you, bud, but that's a pretty broad brush you're painting with. Also, judging someone based on their hobbies is just kind of a shitty thing to do. Some of the best people I've ever known have hobbies or interests that I just can't hang with. I have friends who openly play Final Fantasy. My fiance is a microbiologist. Some people just like different things than you. Pull your finger out of your ass.
Because that would just drive me insane and stress me the hell out. And
you seem stressed regardless, though. Not that I'm complaining because I needed a video for today.
Caused me to have massive amounts of anxiety and just...
Well, someone's a drama queen.
I don't know, just make me feel like I'm about to fucking explode.
Someone's a drama emperor.
And, you know, when it comes to PC gamers, they have such an unfair privilege to console players. Because, like I said in my previous video, PC gamers are allowed to have what is called and known as cheat codes.
Wait, seriously? You think cheat codes are exclusive to PC games? You really just shat that out of your mouth in the current year? Cheat codes have been around since some of the earliest days of video games. Remember the debug menu cheat in Sonic 2? Or Moon Gravity in Tony Hawk? Or the Konami code in fucking everything? If you think cheat codes are exclusive to PC games, you're beyond lost.
And they're called cheat codes because that's exactly what you're doing when using any and all cheat codes. You're cheating.
Well, technically, yes, but if you're cheating in a single-player game, is it really cheating? It's like when you're playing solitaire by yourself and you redraw your hand because nobody's looking. Like, if it's not a competitive environment, there's no competitive integrity on the line. Who really cares if you use a cheat code?
You're cheating. Regardless of whatever video game you're playing, you're cheating.
Yes, that's why it's called a cheat code.
No matter what cheat code you're using for whatever reason, you're cheating. And that's why it only makes sense why it would be called a cheat code or cheat codes, knowing that there's obviously multiple cheat codes for multiple different things in any and all video games when you play them on a PC.
Part 33,969 of me reminding you that there's absolutely nothing wrong with scripting your commentaries.
And if you're even lucky and blessed enough, and for that matter, spoiled enough to not only have a gaming PC, especially if you're a teenager, but also be able to experience playing just any and all video games on a PC.
How the hell are you spoiled for having a gaming PC? As I've established many times on this channel, you can get a gaming PC for the same amount of money as a console, so why are the PC gamers the spoiled ones here? Also, if I worked for money and used that money to buy a PC, like I did many moons ago, that's not me being spoiled, that's me being an adult, contributing to the economy and whatnot. Of all the angles you could have taken here, this was probably the dumbest one, and we're only 3 minutes in.
And not to mention that PC gamers also have a shit ton of mods.
And what wonderful mods they are. I've been playing Plutonium a lot recently, and God bless the people working on Plutonium.
And they can get mods to make old games look more like newer or more recent video games, which is mind fucking blowing.
I mean, that and all the other things you can do. Have I mentioned how awesome Plutonium is?
And I mean, it kind of surprises me that you have fucking teenagers who know how to mod.
I mean, it's really not that hard, especially if the devs release the mod tools themselves. Nice.
And know how to do programming and software and all that other shit, because...
Tell me you don't know anything about modding without telling me you don't know anything about modding.
When I think of someone such as myself, I just can only think, man, I would never be able to do that. I don't know how the fuck to do any modding of any kind. I don't know how to do programming. I don't know how to do any software or anything along the lines of that. And
there's absolutely nothing wrong with not knowing how to do this stuff. Some people just don't have the brain for that kind of thing. And the same way that some people don't have the brain for, I don't know, playing music or learning second languages. Like, legitimately, there's nothing wrong with not knowing how to do this kind of stuff. But I'm not sure why this has anything to do with you hating PC gamers as a whole. Or teenage PC gamers, I guess.
I'm not saying that it's not fun. And for people who can do it, they're super talented and they're really gifted.
So it's purely a jealousy thing.
And if you know how to do programming and whatnot, you might even just be able to make your own fucking video games, and maybe even ones that are pretty damn great to the point where you can actually make money and just possibly become rich.
Yeah, a lot of game devs start out as modders, and it's a great way to get your feet wet in the world of game development. They can even get the attention of major studios looking for new talent. Everything you've said in the last couple minutes has been positive, so I'm really not sure what it's doing in a video like this.
And, I myself don't know anything about programming, computer software, or mods or anything like that. And why? Because I never had my own personal computer.
I mean, I've never had my own personal X-Wing, but I can tell you most everything about Star Wars.
In order to learn things like that. And to be honest, I wouldn't even really want to learn things like that because things like that aren't really of interest to me.
Wait, they're not of interest, but you've been talking about what?
I'm not really all that fascinated with that sort of thing.
You're not fascinated with that sort of thing, but you're clearly jealous of those who do it.
And the only work that I myself like or even love and enjoy is work that requires physical labor and activity.
Oh, okay. It's becoming clear now. Gotcha. You're a boomer.
Like, I would never want to have a fucking job where I'm sitting on my ass.
I mean, that's kind of most jobs now, is it not? Physically demanding jobs are kind of in the minority now.
I would hate to have a job like that.
Totally your prerogative to think that, but how much physical labor you do in your job has nothing to do with the kind of person you are. I've been working from home on my computer since I was 19, and I'm also a gym bro. Like, what you do for work is just what you do for work. It doesn't define who you are as a person.
I would want to actually be moving around a lot, lifting things, putting things where they need to go and whatnot. And obviously, when it comes to it, knowing that I'm an introvert, and I've been an introvert my entire fucking life,
Retweet.
I would need a job that would be good or even great for an introvert such as myself, or like myself.
So, computers.
And, you know, I also hate PC gamers because they also have such a wonderful privilege and advantage in the way where if they're smart and wise, they can not only learn how to mod and get really good at that.
Full stop. If you learn how to do something that's not a privilege, like, let me just throw the definition of privilege on screen right here. You're using the word privilege as if it's something that they're holding over your head, but this is coming right after you said they put the work in to learn how to do it. If I learn how to play drums, I'm not privileged as a drummer. I'm just doing the thing that I learned. Now, if I came out of the womb playing like Travis Barker, yeah, that would be a privilege. But there's a huge difference between those two scenarios. Just the way you're talking and the words you're using are in hefty conflict with each other, and I don't even think you realize it.
And just fucking like a master at it. Same with computer software or computer programming or whatever, or coding and stuff like that.
By this logic, people with physically demanding jobs are privileged. Like, you're using the word privilege to describe things you don't partake in, and that's just incorrect.
But they can also become a fucking YouTube sensation and just quite possibly become a famous YouTube gamer if they put that to like good or great use.
Okay, and this bothers you why exactly?
If they use their, I guess, like how good they are at playing video games, and even if they're not that good, as long as they're a fake ass clown behind a mask and entertaining and living a life that is such a flat out lie, they can make millions on YouTube a year.
By this logic, every comedian, actor, musician, or celebrity ever should be out of a job. When you create an entertaining brand for yourself, yes, that's what you're going to stick with. Some people's personal brands are more honest than others, yes, but if you're an entertainer, who gives a shit how much you reveal about your personal life? If you can make a career on YouTube or Twitch as a pro gamer or a streamer, more power to you.
And hundreds of thousands a month, and hundreds a week, or even thousands a week.
I mean, hundreds of dollars a week is kind of just baseline occupation. Like, minimum wage at 40 hours a week is still multiple hundreds of dollars a week, so I'm not sure why you're acting like this is some anomaly.
And I don't know, I'm just enraged at PC gamers.
For having jobs and income, I guess.
And I envy them.
We know.
And I am highly jealous of them.
That's what envy means, yes.
And knowing that PC gamers even exist, you know, that even in itself torments the absolute shit out of me and tortures me emotionally and mentally.
Bro, you gotta see someone. Like, seriously. It torments you that PC gamers exist. Like, if this video isn't a troll, you gotta see someone. And I'm not even saying a therapist. I just mean literally anyone. Like, a friend, acquaintance, a waiter, a bus driver. Like, have some kind of human interaction, please.
Like, you would not believe. Or be able to understand. And, you know, I don't know. And, you know, I just wish I would not have existed in a world like this where I myself, compared to most other people of pretty much any race across the whole fucking planet, am pretty darn underprivileged.
We're starting to cross into a different topic here. Like, this is a gaming channel, like a PC versus console channel kinda, and I just don't understand where this video is going. So instead, I'm just gonna go through the comments here because they're a little more lighthearted. Well, the ones you haven't deleted, at least. Your video has over 2,600 views and 118 dislikes, but somehow like 99% of the comments are positive. I fucking wonder how that happened. But given the fact that you know nothing about how computers work, it's no surprise that you missed a few good ones. So let's just go through these as A nice little palate cleanser. Each minute in this video, I can think of a new thing to say in response. I'm out. Yeah, try doing this twice a week. When you can't get out of silver. Yeah, pretty much. So you hate me because I worked very hard in school and got multiple jobs to afford and build my PC just so I can do my schoolwork and play with friends. Holy fuck, buddy. Yes, I do. Jesus Christ, you're an asshat. You hate teens who work hard and buy themselves gaming PC? Really? By the way, when teens are working, it's called getting out and looking for a job like the rest of us. Yeah, I do, and I'll never stop hating you guys. Go somewhere else if you don't agree with me. Nobody's forcing you to stay here. Holy fuck, someone's lived a sheltered-ass life. Like, that's the ultimate irony here. This whole video, you're implying that PC gamers have some shit handed to them or some, immense privilege or whatever, but you're the one who absolutely refuses to accept that some people like different things than you. Don't exactly know the best way to go about it, and I'm definitely going to have to buy an Uber to go meet whoever. What are you talking about? It won't be for a while, but when I physically die, I am reborn/reincarnated. I'm going to try really hard to talk at 1 days old. Also, my mom, which I suspected based on my memories at a young age, said that they had to hit me 2 to 4 times to get me to make any sound or cry because I was born extremely calm and quiet. Very interesting. Why did you keep this comment? Why? Yes. Do you still? Yes?
What?
Yeah.
Is he saying that he remembers the day he was born?
Well, this is a comment from someone on this guy's video. But the commenter
says
no.
That he remembers the day he was born. He remembers being hit to make noises.
No, they say that the person says that when they physically die and am reincarnated, they're going to try really hard to talk at 1 day when they're born.
No, the part after that.
The part after that is based on their mom's account, I think.
It also says from my memories.
Which I suspect. Oh no, you're right. Which I suspected based on my memories at a young. What the fuck is happening?
He remembers the day he was born, which is literally impossible because biology.
I'm just.
Google is free.
Google is free. The link to this video is in the description if you want to go through his comments, because they're a fucking trip. The amount of arguments he's gotten into down there is amazing. I could do a whole other video just on those alone, but I won't, because I have eggs to eat and a fiance to make out with. So I'm just going to leave this one and move on, because I'm just getting kind of lost. Toodles.